Hey traders, Jason from Leavitt Brothers. Happy Thursday. Today I'm going to dissect a trade I'm currently in. Okay, before that, I'm excited to announce my mini masterclass in trading is live. In the class, I talk about the essence of good trading. It's not what you think. I talk about where alpha comes from, where the big movers can be found, and why you need to be in those groups and in those stocks if you want to outperform the market by a large margin. Then I discuss the nuts and bolts of market analysis and group strength. If you're a beginner, this class will get you on the right track. It'll save you thousands of dollars in losing trades and save you a lot of time. If you're beyond the beginner stage, whether you want to cross that threshold to really making it, or if you're a pro who's just curious about another perspective, there's a lot of nuggets in there to really get you thinking. There's a link below. Check it out. It's free. All right, now on to today's video. I've been in AMD the last month, and I'm sitting on a pretty big gain. It's been profiled at Leavitt Brothers, and I've also posted it on Twitter several times. So here I'm going to dissect it. All right, so here is AMD. I was looking at it in early October. This is an updated chart as of just a few minutes ago. So I was looking at it in early October here. It was coming down to a low. You can see the preview. It was coming down to the August low. It was coming down to the 200-day moving average. It obviously has rallied a lot since then. Not all trades work out this well, but the methodology is the same regardless of whether it, maybe it would have gone up to 33 and then come back down, or here it's gone up all the way to almost 38. Doesn't matter, the methodology stays the same. So I bought in the mid 30s, I bought in the low 31s, I was in the mid 32s, again in the low 34s, and then just a couple days ago I was in the mid 36s. Okay, in the class I talk about how important it is to maximize opportunities, that it's simply not sufficient to get into a good position, make a couple points, and get out. Every once in a while, when you get a really good one, you have to maximize that opportunity. Okay, you don't have to have a huge winning percentage, but as long as you can maximize the opportunity once in a while. Okay, all it takes is like one really good trade like this every once in a while, as opposed to I need to have more winners than losers, etc., etc. Okay, so let's go through what I was looking at, what I was thinking each step of the way. So first of all, here's the S&P 500. I want to be on the right side of the market. Okay, I want to trade with the wind at my back. I want trading to be as easy and as stress-free as possible. I want to trade in the direction of the overall market trend. Okay, you've heard that. Sometimes it's hard to do. I'm pretty big stickler with it. So for starters, the market was doing well. It was trending up. It was channeling up. You can see, like, looking over here, we had higher highs, higher lows. We were coming down over here to the 200-day moving average, which was trending up. So I was looking long. Okay, my bias was to the long side. I was only looking long. I was not interested in going short. Now, the semiconductor. Here's the semiconductor group. Okay, it was doing pretty well. Okay, it had moved, since the beginning of the year, since the December low, it moved up, kind of volatile, but still moving up, higher highs, mostly higher lows. Here's the same high here, putting in higher lows here. Okay, I saw positive pressure building, and I figure, with the market being strong and this group trending up and getting squeezed into this triangle pattern, I bet this thing bounces off support and at least comes up here to the top of the range. If I'm lucky, then it'll keep going. Okay, so market was strong, the group was strong, so I was looking inside the semiconductor group for trades. One other thing, here is the relative strength chart of semiconductor group versus the S&P 500. So not only was the semiconductor group doing fairly well, but it was actually outperforming the market. You can see since early June, it was outperforming. So the market was doing well, and then this group was doing even better. So I saw, positive pressure being built here, that not only was it outperforming, but maybe it could break out and start outperforming by an even larger margin. Okay, so there was a lot to look at in the semiconductor group. It was a group that was at the top of my list. All right, so now let's look at AMD. Here was the situation, okay, as I talked about just a few minutes ago. It was coming down to a potential support level, and you have the 200-day moving average. Now, I'm not really interested at this point in time because it kind of looks pretty sloppy. Okay, it's just like a big sloppy pattern here, lots of overlapping candles, lots of gaps and stuff like that. Not that interesting. It had traded below the 50 here, got rejected a couple of times. Now the 50 was pointing down, so I wasn't that interested. I was kind of paying attention to it, but not close attention. It wasn't that interesting, even though it was coming down to support here. But then this happened. Okay, and I'm zooming in here a little bit. So out of nowhere, the stock jumps right here on big volume. Okay, so a stock that was just kind of like grinding, suddenly it pops on strong volume. And on this particular day, the market was doing so this stock did a heck of a lot better. Okay, so for this stock to jump almost 5% on a day where the market was doing so, that got my attention. Then the next day, it did this. Okay, another decent volume day, and you can see it followed through. So at that point in time, market's strong, this group is strong, and this stock is coming to life. At that point in time, I'm zooming in. I'm looking for entries. Okay, I've identified this stock as a stock that's coming to life, and I want to get involved. So next chart. As you can see here, it starts to establish itself. There's 2 up days. It starts to establish itself above its 50-day moving average. And so here I'm zooming in with intraday charts looking for entries. So my first entry was right around 30.5. I think it was a little bit below. Okay. Then next chart. This is about 5 days later. Okay, so you could see how it moved up to the upside, came back down, tested the 8 moving average. You can see the 8 moving average there, which is the light blue line, 8 moving average there. So I had another entry in the low 31s, I think. And as you can see, it moved up, came back down, tested the moving average, and then moved up again. And you can see it actually takes out, so it's not a great resistance level here, but there is a resistance level here, somewhere in the low 32s. Okay, at this point in time, it has become obvious that this is a really strong stock. Okay, it's one thing just to move up and then come back down and test. Moves up, come back down and test, bounce around. But like this thing had a mind of its own. This thing wanted to go up. You can kind of tell. It was so much stronger than the group. It was so much stronger than the overall market. All right, next chart. And it continues on. Okay, then it came up to, then there's kind of sloppy resistance up here that it was up against. But you can see how where it bounced off the 8 there, bounced off the 8 there, bounced off the 8 there. And again, one track mind. So instead of buying over here and then getting excited over here and selling, I was looking to add. Okay, once in a while when you get a great opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. You got to maximize the opportunity, really take advantage of it, and make as much as you possibly can. Okay, if you can make as much as you possibly can every once in a while, then if your batting average on your other trades is 40, 30%, it's fine. As long as you take advantage of an opportunity when it's given to you. All right, and then here's the final chart. Okay, and it includes today's candle. So again, to kind of not to sum up, but you had a stock that suddenly came to life, found support at the 8 moving average. There were numerous opportunities where it kind of go up, it would drift back down to the moving average, go up, drift back down to the moving average, and continue up. And then, there's a little consolidation pattern here. Even just a couple days ago, I entered again. Okay, so there's a lot of traders, and this is a big deal for beginning traders. Is they'll get in here, but then they sell here, or on this move down here. Okay, they'll panic and sell. And what you need to do is recognize that this is a really strong stock and a strong group, and you need to fully take advantage of it and make as much as you can. So I was adding at these spots. I have 5 different trades on over the last month. I have 3 different stock trades, 2 option trades to make as much as I possibly can on this particular one. Now, just to zoom in a little bit, I keep saying, when you get down to a key area, I want to zoom in. Here's the hourly chart. Okay, so something I look for is I'm looking for some sort of moving average that is in sync with the stock. Okay, and in this case, the hourly 50. The blue line here is the 50. So you got to test here and here, test here, test here. Okay, so I'll start with the daily. I'll zoom in, and then I'll zoom in. Maybe it's the hourly, maybe it's the 30. Most of the time, it's the hourly. I'm looking for a key moving average that helps me out. All right, so to sum up, the overall market was doing really well. The semiconductor group was doing well and building positive pressure. It was outperforming the S&P. AMD had come down and successfully tested a support level and then jumped off the low with a big gain and a surge in volume. After that, it was just a matter of zooming in with an intraday chart, finding entries, and then having the courage to hold and add and not sell. Okay. In my class, I talk about the importance of maximizing opportunities, that you need to have you don't have to have a high winning percentage. Instead, you need to maximize opportunities. That when you're in a good situation, instead of taking a quick profit, you should be strategically adding to your position to make as much as you can. Okay. Thanks for listening. Go check out my free masterclass at the link below.